Welcome back to Seriously Funny. I'm your host, Mashnor Kabir, and I like cold water. One of my buddies told me to be funnier, so I thought I'd get on here and start making fun of everyone and hope that someone laughs at it. But first, I haven't said this in a while, but if you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe. And if you're listening, go give me a 5-star rating and a review. Helps me out. Costs you nothing. You're wasting your life anyway. Just hit the button. And yeah, I'm in a blanket today. It is not black. The people that made it are the hosts of the Genius Bar podcast, Sam Cole and John Prosser. I think they're really cool. The blanket's super soft. I wanted to support them, so I bought something that wasn't black. It's crazy, but you know, if they ever make a black one, I will buy that one too. But regardless, very cloudy day, so some nice lighting. There's even some nice background lighting. It's not that bright because I didn't want it to be, but you can see a little bit of purple, pink in the background to the left over there. Very nice. Yeah. Also, never mind. I'll come back to it later in the episode. So what does it mean to waste your life? Well, I'm sure that if you looked in a mirror long enough, you could figure that out. The reason is that you've been looking at a mirror for so long that it's a pretty big waste of time. And so maybe don't do that other than staring at a mirror for too long. Also, if I'm like awkward in speaking my script or something, I'm recording this on Thursday. And if you're aware, the podcast goes out on Friday and also Monday, I guess, for the video. But apparently I had a lot of work over the week, like my job work, and so I maybe I'm rusty after just taking one week, or not even 1 week, 5 days off of talking or reading a script. So who knows, maybe I just can't talk anymore. But anyways, other than staring at a mirror for too long, wasting your life is probably pretty subjective. It's a matter of what you want and what you're doing. I don't think failure is a waste, partly because if I said it was, then I wasted the last semester of college. But partly because failure can lead to a ton of growth, evolution, and learning. It's a pretty great thing that I haven't talked about because I wanted to be funny for one episode, but honestly, it's taken me probably 10 minutes to write just these 2 paragraphs, and I'm running out of humor already. So, do you know how hard it is to script out funny? Do you understand how tough it is to be funny? It's painful. All right, I don't think I've ever personally created a joke in my life. And here I am trying to type out a script that's going to make you laugh. I'm talking to you and the one who shall not be named, and that told me to be funnier. I don't know how to read anymore. You suck. Why can't you just listen to the serious part and scrap the funny? Why do you have to make my life hard? You know who you are. My struggles aside, man, I wish I could just go read another excerpt from a book, because that fills so much time so quickly and easily. But here we are. Failure isn't a waste of your time. I think that even if you fail in the sense that you wanted to do something, but you failed so bad, you realized you didn't want to do it anymore, this entire episode is going to be a joke about my major in college. Holy poop. But if failure isn't a good metric for knowing if you're wasting your life, well, what is? I think that there's 2 indicators you may be wasting your life, and they're pretty simple to self-observe. At the end, we'll talk about what it means if you're wasting your life, but those 2 things are: 1, do you feel like you're wasting your life? And 2, is what you're doing right now helpful to what you want? If you know what you want, that is. Most of you listening to this don't know what you want right now, at least. And, you know, maybe if you don't know what you want, then, you know, the second thing is completely null and void. It's hard to know what you want, especially because it's like a dog chasing its tail. We keep looking and we keep chasing things thinking we want it, but it'll never really happen. You'll never find what you want. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but what you want, your life purpose, It'll find you, hopefully. You probably won't find it, so go ahead and give up on that one, okay? Yeah, sounds sad, but honestly, it'll make your life easier than sitting there and suffering every day trying to figure out what it is that you want to do or what you're meant to do. You'll figure it out, just live. But anyways, do you feel like you're wasting your life? If so, you're probably right. I mean, some of us have imposter syndrome, some of us are hard on ourselves, and some of us are super overachievers who can do literally anything and everything. And then we look at people who are under you and still say that you're not doing enough. Why do you do this to people like us? Everyone listening to this, thinking about that one person who's like this, that guy that can do everything but still is like not even humble, just like unaware of their incredibleness. I don't know what words to use. Anyways, if you know that person, if you're thinking about that person right now, text that person right now and say screw you with no context. And after a day, send them this episode so I get more views. The other reason is, what do you want and are you getting closer to it? Like I said, finding your purpose is hard because it's not really something you can do. It's something that happens to you. But if you have something you want, say you do want to do a certain type of work with a certain type of impact, is what you're doing right now conducive to that goal? Sorry, the electrical engineer in me, I guess. Are you learning things that will be helpful with that work? And it's important to mention that your well-being is also important. I think that a lot of people can neglect that. So if you think that hanging out with friends isn't conducive to the work that you want to do, you're wrong. Regardless of what you want to do, being with loved ones will make you think and feel better, which is in no way a waste. Unless, of course, you're wasted, then you're not spending your time with friends. You're just drunk. So don't do drugs. Are you wasting your life or do you just feel like it? This is hard. In life, a lot of things happen, and I'm not going to be the guy that sits here and says everything that happens for a reason, blah, blah, blah. Those people can go... Never mind. In life, things happen, and a lot of times those experiences you had, sometimes you don't like the experiences you had, but those experiences make you better at something you never thought you would need to be good at. Those experiences might even give you a purpose. A number of people have gone through traumatic things that ended up bringing purpose in their life, or you go through something crappy, maybe not enough to be traumatic, but that crappy thing might give you a skill, or more likely relatability. I said reliability, relatability. You'll meet someone going through a similar crappy situation and you'll be able to say, hey man, that happened to me before too, but I'm still kicking. And that might be enough to help someone out. Did that crappy thing happen for a reason? I don't know. If I'd go that far, I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's definitely a cool cause and effect that happened. Take the wins where you can, whatever. But with that, we go through a lot of things that initially seem dumb and stupid. We do a lot of things that make us seem like garbage bags with massive holes in them. You know how much it sucks when I'm at work and I lift up a garbage bag and a bunch of liquid goes into the trash can, especially when it's beer or something. Goodness gracious, it smells rancid. This is why we don't drink. Maybe I'll rename the podcast Don't Do Drugs at this point. But don't do drugs. Anyways, sometimes you feel like a garbage bag with holes in it. You feel useless, like you're wasting your life and your time, but hey, you don't know that. I'm halfway through the episode now. Christmas was last week. Completely forgot to say it. I don't celebrate it, so that's probably why. Hanukkah was also there, so happy holidays. Happy belated holidays. That's the word. When this episode comes out, it will be on the last day. Well, the video version comes out on like January 3rd, and then the audio will be out on the last day of 2022 or 2021. 2021 kind of sucked, but since people don't want to take vaccines, I don't know how much better 2022 will be. Actually, it's not that bad. I think I think 80% of people are not 80, 70 something percent of people are vaccinated now, which is cool. But the booster shot, go take that if you're eligible. I need to take mine. I went yesterday to the store and they said without an appointment, you can't do it. And it was a little bit sad, but whatever. I'll just have to make an appointment. I have work again on Saturday, so maybe I'll make an appointment for Saturday and it'll work out. But anyways, yeah, I don't know how much better 2022 will be than 2021, but I do know that even numbered years have always gone better for me than odd numbered years. So maybe 2022 is the year. 2022. So many 20s, man. So many twos. There's 3 twos in 2022. Holy crap. So maybe 2022 is the year this podcast blows up, and you can help me with that. Just share this podcast with the person you hate so they can feel the same way you do when you listen to this podcast, like a garbage bag with holes in it. So, but to conclude this section, I don't think that I'm going to hit time on this episode, so I might have to come up with some random things later. That's going to be fun. This topic should probably be a YouTube video rather than a podcast, the whole wasting your life thing. But here we are, I guess. Regardless, the point here is that you're dumb. Not that's not what I meant. The point here is that you don't know whether or not what you're doing is a waste of time. You're just not privy to that information because, quite simply, you don't know the future. And in order to know whether what you're doing right now is a waste or not a waste, you have to know the future. And that's just not going to happen. We all want to think about this garbage, about wasting time, being productive, getting things done, being useless, being useful, working, not working. We think about what we should be doing when we're on break, and we think about how we want, and we think about how we want to be on break when we're doing what we should, quote, should, end quote, be doing. But guess what? You're a garbage bag with a massive hole in it. Why would you think about all this garbage? You can't hold it. You're a useless garbage bag. So stop thinking about this garbage. You got a bunch of holes in it. It's going to slip out anyways. It's useless. You always need to do more, but you hate it. You always need to put your phone down, but you pick it up again. You always need to do more work, but you keep watching YouTube. Chill out, man. Should you put your phone down? Probably, you addict. But stop hating yourself for not putting it down. It's fine. Life goes on, and you will also go on. So, we're leading into the last topic for this episode, which is maybe sometimes you are wasting your life, and maybe sometimes you are useless. Maybe sometimes you just sit on the couch and scroll through YouTube for 1 hour just looking for something to watch, playing one video, instantly minimizing it, just to find another one, a better one, while you loosely listen to it in the background. We've all done it. I know I've done it. I do this like almost at least once every other day. This is a normal occurrence for me. But, maybe sometimes you wake up, grab your phone, and just scroll through Reddit for 3 hours. Maybe sometimes you sit down to take a break and you play video games until 12 a.m. Maybe sometimes you get the point. We're all wasting our lives sometimes, but sometimes I really like to watch anime for 5 hours straight. Sometimes I like to play Genshin Impact for 12 hours. Sometimes I like to waste my life. Because, like I said earlier, I'm trying really hard to stop saying, quote, here's the thing, end quote, because I realized I was saying that way too much. So if I pause a bit more sometimes, that's probably why. But here's the thing. I am wasting my life. Anyways, look, I already went on my rant about how we're useless and we think about useless things and then we feel bad about all the useless stuff making us more useless. And that's what happens. We sit here and we feel bad. We sit here we sit there and we make everything a problem. We can never be satisfied, and that's its own episode. When you're hungry, you want to eat everything. When you're full, you don't want to see a crumb. So stop thinking about useless things. Stop wasting your life by thinking about how you're wasting your life. As I said, I don't know what it is, what is and isn't a waste. How about we just let every experience be an experience? Let every moment be a moment. You can't get back time you spent scrolling through TikTok, but you can put your phone down right now and get back to work. You can't get back the innocence you lost after getting bullied, but you can now treat people better since you know how it feels to be treated like doo-doo. Do we waste our lives sometimes? Yeah, probably. But I think that's okay. I think that's fine. Are you wasting your entire life? The only one that can tell you whether you're wasting your life or not is you. So don't look at me. I don't make money from the video version, actually. So really, please go listen to me instead. I can't tell you whether or not you're wasting your life. You can tell you that. I did tell you, however, that you shouldn't think about it. Just live your life. Do what you feel you need to do. Do you think you need to get that homework done? Sick. Get that homework done. Do you think you need to study? Awesome. Do that. Do you think you need to make that video you've been procrastinating on? Incredible. Go for it. Do you think you need to sit down and play Minecraft for 16 hours? Alrighty. Live and be well. That's it. That's all you need to do. Who in the world cares if you're wasting your life other than the people that care and are telling you you're wasting your life? But you're the one that gets to agree or disagree, and you're the one that can change or stay the same. You do you, boo. I haven't said that in a while. Nice to break it in again. This was supposed to be a funny episode, but I really got on top of my soapbox and started going at it. I kind of said some profound stuff, though. You saw how I kept talking about being a garbage bag, and then I tied it in to how you shouldn't think about garbage. That was absolutely exquisite. I surprised myself typing that one out. What a serendipitous and immaculate way of words. It's almost like I'm a writer or something. It's insane. You would think I'm a super sage if I ever feel like. Sometimes I just completely forget that there's a period where my sentence is, and I'm goodness gracious. If I ever feel like I'm wasting my life, all I have to think about is what I'm going to talk about on my podcast, and I can feel productive. That's no matter how many video games I'm playing. So maybe that's the key. Just make content. But of course, share mine first, and then in your content, promote mine, because I gave you the idea, right? I love taking credit when I don't deserve it. Have I been talking just to fill up time? Absolutely. I have like 5 minutes of white space in this episode, and I still haven't even hit 20 minutes. So I might be a little bit or a lot of bit screwed. So that's not exactly great. But that's all for this episode of Seriously Funny. Thank you for listening. Again, hit those buttons, please. Music is still pretty dry. A nice single from 24K Golden, More Than Friends. It goes crazy. It like has this crazy piano thing that's like nostalgic. I don't know. It reminds me of something, but I don't know what. But it was good. Other than that, I also listened to Seasick by Binki, I think that was Binky. Yeah, Binky. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good song. So go give that a listen if you want to. It's a little bit different than what I usually listen to or what I usually recommend. So I don't know, pretty good. But yeah, I've still been quite busy. I had a lot of work, like I said, and I still have a day on Saturday. So it's 2 days off. I worked for 6 days straight. I'm going through my statistics class for next semester. Well, I started, and then I realized I don't want to. And then I just gave up because I have been working on a course for Listenable. And for me, since I don't actually have any legitimate, credentials, there we go. Since I don't have any legitimate credentials, not only am I just a college student, I'm an engineering student. I don't do psychology or biology. And so when I go and talk about psychology and biology and neurology, I have to go and learn all the stuff. And so I have to not learn because I already know it. I have to go research it and source it. I need primary sources so that it doesn't make it seem like I'm just making things up and talking like a know-it-all. I want to give evidence and provide information that's really trustworthy. And so since I don't have the same credentials as some of the other people, some of the other teachers on Listenable, I thought it's always a good idea for me to come in there with sources and actual information just straight from the horse's mouth. That's a saying, I think. And so that makes me way more credible. And honestly, I feel like it adds a layer of credibility. Really is the only word. It just adds a layer of credibility to my course, and I think that's awesome, because that's what we want. We want people to actually get better, actually change for the better. But yeah, so a lot of research required there, and the topics are actually super interesting. So the course name, I'm not sure what it'll be yet. I'm thinking of like 5 habits to live a better life, something like that. I wanted to get it done before New Year's, but then I would have needed to have it done like last week, because not only do I need to have it done, but I need to submit it to them, and they need to approve it, and then they need to make the art for it, and then they need to post it, and it's going to be way after New Year's. But if I can get it done next week, that would still probably be good. It would really be a good like New Year's resolution-esque episode. And so I think it would be good. So yeah, if you do Listenable, if you have Listenable, I'll post the affiliate link whenever I finish the course. I'm like halfway through the research, maybe less than half, because I want to talk about diet, and diet is like really complicated. And I'm not going to tell people what to eat, because that's way above my pay grade, and that's just not what I want to go read. But I think that I think people know what foods are healthy and what foods aren't healthy. But yeah, I wonder how the glare is. My eye, like my left eye, right eye, I don't know what it is for you guys. It's like invisible probably. But anyways, what else did I have? That'll hopefully be done. Yeah, my course will hopefully be done soon after New Year's. Of course, this podcast, as well as my YouTube channel, when this episode comes out, I have a video uploaded on how to create a master table in Notion. Go check it out if you like Notion, especially. If you don't like Notion, go check it out. The thing is, the first like minute of the video, for some reason my camera quality is absolute doo-doo. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it gets a lot better after the first minute and a half. But for the first minute and a half, holy crap, I have no idea what went wrong. It was horrible. I didn't even know until I posted it. It was weird. Other than that, I watched To Your Eternity. It's an action adventure, somewhat slice of life, somewhat romance, super wholesome and super sad at the same time anime. I highly recommend it. It's probably going to be one of the highest top rated anime of the year. If Attack on Titan's final season didn't come out at the beginning of this year, it probably would have been like the anime of the year. It was absolutely incredible. It was so good. And so aside from that, there's also, I've been watching Sonny Boy, Sonny Boy. It's really weird. It's a super strange anime, but it's really artistic and really cool. And if you like weirder things, more esoteric things, go give it a watch. I don't really know how to explain the synopsis without spoiling something. So, go look at it, I guess. Pretty cool art. It feels like, I don't know, like you're tripping at some points, but I also read Solo Leveling, which is a manga. It was so good. It finished like when I'm recording this yesterday, and I just got so lucky because I just got to the end yesterday. But yeah, it was done. It's 179 chapters. It is super good. It's one of those main character is a loser and then he becomes super OP. One of those arcs. You probably know it, but yeah. All of it, everything I've been watching and consuming content-wise for anime has been incredible, absolutely incredible. But because of that, between all the work and the anime, I don't really have any time to play video games, which sucks, but I'm doing my best getting by. Regardless, that is all. I'm at 26 now. Hopefully my white space will cut down to 20 or 21. But yeah, thank you. Thank you again for listening. Much love. I'll talk at you next week. Peace.